Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Chester Racecourse here on Thursday. It is May the 10th, 2018. We're going to look at all the races on today's program from Chester, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. It's a great card from Chester today, so let's get on to it. I'm gonna look at almost all the races. The only race I'm not gonna look at is the fifth race, the 405, because that's a very tough 2-year-old race, and I wouldn't feel confident giving out a tip for that race. So almost all the races I'll be giving you a selection. So let's get on to it. Starting with race number 1. Can't speak. The first race, the 150, is the Gately PLC handicap, class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $47,500. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 13 horses going the 1,000 meter trip or 5 furlongs on the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 5 horse, A Moment of Madness, and my god, I've had many of those. I'm gonna go 5-1-11 in the tricast or the trifecta. 5-1-11 tricast trifecta, A Moment of Madness. I had one when I got this haircut. A lot of people hate it, but fuck them. Moment of Madness, 9-2. William Buick is on this Charlie Hills trained 5-year-old gelding here. This horse's most recent outing came on the 20th of April at Newbury, yielding ground 5 furlongs on a class 2 handicap. This horse finished 7th by 9 1/4 lengths. Was with the leaders early on, but then he just hit the wall completely. Couldn't keep up with them at the end. It just wasn't his day to win. Before that 7th of April at Kempton, 5 furlongs on the all-weather in a class 2 handicap. He won by 3/4 of a length. Second off the layoff, he quickened up nicely and had a very nice victory from the front end that day. And then at Linkfield, March 24th, 5 furlongs polytrack, class 2 handicap, finished 3rd by half length. He was moving a little bit, but he probably needed the race since it was his first race of the year. He has a good post draw from the inside. He has good speed. He has some good speed here, and I really think he should run well. He doesn't like a very, very wet ground. You're going to see good to soft, but he doesn't like yielding ground or heavy ground. You're not going to see that today, but you'll see a little give in it, which I think he'll like. But if it's very waterlogged, he won't like it. But I'm sure you won't see a waterlogged ground today. I'm positive. But I like him a lot here at 9-2. He should run a big one, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the first, 150 from Chester. I'm going to go with the 5 horse, A Moment of Madness. Going to go 5-1-11 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 225 from Chester. The 225, it's the home serve D stakes. It's the listed stakes for class 1 horses, going for a purse of $102,500. It's for 3-year-old colts and geldings only. Field of 8 horses going the 2,000 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the Chester lawn, the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 7 horse, Rostrovich. I'm going to go 7-6-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. 7-6-1 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 7, Rostrovich. 12-1 3-year-old colt by Frankel here. Rye Moore's on this one for Aidan O'Brien. This horse had to start in France on the 15th of March of this year. First off the layoff at Longshop. Very almost waterlogged ground at Longshop. 1 mile, 600 meters in the Group 3 Prix de Fontainebleau. This horse finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths that day and never really got going. Really couldn't get a handle on the ground. It just wasn't his day to win. I think coming here with an extra 2 furlongs or 400 meters, a little dry ground, I really think he should run a lot better. Before that, on the 10th of September at Cura, 7 furlongs in the Group 1, Jeff's Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. He finished 3rd by 6 1/4 lengths. And, he lost to a very nice horse by Verbal Dexterity, who just ran a little bit better. This horse really just couldn't get to him. Just to keep in mind, the second place finisher, Beckford, is now under the care of Wesley Ward. He ran opening night at Churchill 2 weeks ago in the William Walker Stakes and won that race very nicely, closing up on a very fast pace from the back of the pack. Beckford's a decent horse so far here in America, this horse just really couldn't keep up with him that day. And then before that, 20th of August at Curras, yielding ground 7 furlongs in the Group 2 Futurity Stakes. Horse won by a nose that day. It was the heavy favorite, just a little over even. He quickened up nicely and had a very nice victory off a little bit of a break of 7 weeks or so. I like this horse a lot here today. Good post draw. Second off the layoff with dry ground. I think he should run well. So watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the second race from Chester, the 225, it's the home serve D stakes. Gonna go with the 7 horse Rostrovich or Respovich. I'm gonna go 7-6-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. 7-6-1 tricast trifecta. Before I get on to the 3 o'clock, I have to say I can't move the camera, but every time if you're wondering why I keep looking over here, I have my door closed. My my cat's paw is sliding under the door like, let me in, let me in. Can't have him in here when I do these videos because he just annoys me. Right after I will let him in, but it's a poor cat. It's not like he's in here he's in here 23 hours a day. It's not even funny. When I'm gone, he's in here. The only time I let him out of here is when I do these videos because he just annoys me. But he's so, that cat, he's just so, he thinks he's a human in a cat body. But let's get on to today's third race, the 3 o'clock. That was my daily cat update. 3 o'clock, third race from Chester. It's the Abby's Logistics Handicap, Class 2 Handicap, going for a purse of $47,500. This race is for 3-year-olds only, rated 86 to 100. Field of 13 horses going the 1,600-meter trip, or 1 mile on the Chester Turf Course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 1 horse, Another Bats. I'm going to go 145 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 145 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 1, Another Bat, 10 to 1. Sylvester D'Souza is on this George Scott train, 3-0 gelding by Windsor 9. Source's most recent outing came at the Craven meeting at Newmarket, 18th of April. Newmarket, 7 furlongs, 14 meters on good ground in Class 1 listed stakes. Source finished third by 3 3/4 lengths that day. And this horse, needed that race. Really took a lot of time for this horse to get going. And, it just wasn't his day to win. I think coming back here where this horse has some speed from the inside, I think he could run a lot better of a race. It's a step-down class for him. With the step-down class, that does mean he gets more weight of 133 pounds, which is 9 more pounds than he carried last time out. But this race is not nearly as tough as some of the other horses he's faced. Before that, he ran on the 30th of March at Newcastle in the Burdon, 1 mile in the Class 1 Burdon Stakes. He finished 9th by 17 lengths behind Gronkowski, who was supposed to run in the Kentucky Derby. If he ran, he would have had no shot. I think Mendelssohn would have beat him that day, so Mendelssohn would have finished 19th. This horse would have been finishing 20th. But this horse, behind, he just weakened out of it. Wasn't his day to win. Just a side note, Gronkowski is going to run here in New York in about 4 weeks' time in the Belmont Stakes, and he has no fucking chance of winning. Shall I say that right now? He's been facing Class 6 horses in England. He's going to come to America and face the Grade 1 quality horses in the Belmont Stakes in mile and a half? I don't think so. On dirt for the first time. In other news, Gronkowski is now with here in America with Chad Brown. So maybe instead of finishing last, he'll finish in a field of 12. He'll finish 11th. But no fucking way Gronkowski wins the Belmont. Go to your bookie and bet that right now. But back to this race. But that Burdon race was his first off the lay. Maybe he needed the race. Before that 3rd of September in Turkey, 6 furlongs in the Tracka Trace Trophy, he won by 1.5 lengths. And according to the run line, he quickened up easily that day and destroyed a very good field of 2-year-olds. I couldn't find a replay, so I just went by the running line. But before that, at Newbury on good ground, soft ground, Class 1 listed stakes, he finished 3rd by 1 3/4 lengths. He just kind of weakened out of it, found a few strides of the race after setting the pace. And then before that, at Ascot, July the 29th, 7 furlongs listed stakes, finished 2nd by neck. He got caught right in the final few strides of the race, but he ran a good 6.5 or 6 3/4 furlongs that day until he got caught. I think coming back here, lower class, good post draw. I think he should really run a big one, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 3rd from Chester, 3 o'clock, it's the Abbey Logistics Handicap. Gonna go with the 1 horse, Another Bates. I'm gonna go 145 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, the 3:35 from Chester. It's the featured race of the afternoon. The 4th race is a 3:35. It's the Boodles Diamond Ormonde Stakes. It's Group 3 race, going for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $136,500. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the distance of ground of 2,600 meters, or 1 mile and 5/8 on the turf course. I tried picking away from the favorite in this race, but I couldn't. I think Idaho, the 5 horse, is going to run a massive race. I'm going to go 5-1-6 in the TriCast, the trifecta. 5-1-6 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 5, Idaho. 5-year-old horse here by Galileo. Ryan Moore's on this Aidan O'Brien trained Coolmore horse. This horse's most recent outing came at Maidan, 31st of March at Maidan, a mile and a half in the Shahima Classic, Group 1 Shahima Classic. This horse is 9 to 1 at post time. He finished 8th by 7 3/4 lengths. Beat 2 horses home. He just really couldn't keep up with them that day. Hawkbill ran a massive race, and the first 3 ran a massive race. This horse just never got moving. I don't think that race. I don't think this horse is really a Group 1 horse in Europe. I think if they send this horse to America again, he's a Grade 1 quality horse. He's a perfect horse, I think, to win races here in New York or here in America, but not in Europe. So you really couldn't keep up with them in Europe or in the Middle East last time out. Before then, Japan Cup Group 1 race at Tokyo Racecourse. Racecourse, mile and a half, November the 26th. He finished 5th by 5 3/4 lengths that day. He had a little bit of a wide post draw, but he actually did run decent that day. He ran better than he did next start out. But again, it was a little tougher race. And then before then, Canadian International Woodbine, mile and a half soft ground, October the 15th. It poured right before the about 45 minutes to the race, and I think that affected this horse's chances. He finished 4th by 12 lengths, and it really just never got there. Bullard Zally, who may he rest in peace, just ran a hell of a race. And plus, this horse was on a very quick turnaround of 2 weeks. 2 weeks earlier in France in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, this horse finished 8th by 7 1/4 lengths. Again, never really was there. Tough Group 1 race. Then he came to America to run in the Sword Dancer. Here at Saratoga, mile and a half, August 26th. He should have won that day, but he finished 6th by 4 lengths. He was with the pace setters early on, and I don't think, Ryan Moore, for some reason, when Ryan Moore comes to America and he doesn't know a racetrack, he gives probably his worst rides. He didn't give a very good ride on this horse that day. He set the pace that day on the inner turf course, which a lot of the times at Saratoga tends to be more speed. Shall I say, closers do a lot better when they go stayers distances at Saratoga. And with that being said, he set this horse to lead, and I don't think that was the right decision. He kind of, he hit the wall. The Sadler's Joy closed up well to win. This horse, it was just not his day to win. And then they ran this horse in the King George Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Ascot in late July on wet ground. He finished 3rd. He really couldn't keep up with them. But like I said, I think coming down to a Group 3, it's not as tough race. Second off the break, I really think he should run a big one. He's the best horse by a mile in this race with a step down, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for today's 4th race from Chester, 335, it's the Group 3 Boodles Diamond Ormonde Stakes. I'm going to go with the 5-horse Idaho. I'm going to go 5-1-6 in the tricast of the trifecta. Race number 5 now, the 405 from Chester. It's not a race I'm going to give you a tip in because it's a very tough 2-year-old race. And, I just wouldn't feel confident giving out a tip in this race. So we're going to head on now to race number 6 now. So going to go over race 5 and head on to race number 6, the 435. The 435, it's the English Fine Cotton's handicap. Class 3 handicap going for a purse of $27,500. It's for 3-year-olds only, rated 71 to 90. Field of 8 horses going the 2,400 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/2 on the lawn, the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like number 3 horse, Ghost Watch. I'm going to go 3-5-6 in the tricast of the trifecta. 3-5-6 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Ghost Watch. Godolphin owned, Charlie Appleby trained, William Buick gets on this 3-year-old colt by DeBowie. This horse's most recent outing came on the 21st of April. That came at Wolverhampton on the all with its Peter surface. 2,400 meters, a mile and a half, class 5 main race for 3-year-old plus. He won by 1 1/4 lengths, and he had a wide post draw that day, which is not ideal there, but he overcame it. He had a great turn of foot at the end, and he won nicely. Unless that was first off the layoff, I think second off the layoff here, I really think he should run a big one. He has a good post draw also on this turf course, being from the 4 barrier. You don't want to be drawn very wide on this race course, just keep that in mind. I would say the first 6 barriers are the best, are good, but ideally you want to be in the first 4, but at the 6 it's okay too. But any wider than 6, throw out your horse. Before the Wolverhampton race, this horse ran on the 7th of September at Haydock. It always seems like there's always wet ground there, but a mile or 60 meters in class for a novice race. Horse finished 3rd by 3 lengths that day. A little bit of a wide post draw, and he just really was under the whip most race. Never was really responding. And then a Newmarket, 1 mile in class for a novice race in August. He finished 3rd by 3.5 lengths. Again, really never excelled, but his one race so far this year was very good. I think he's getting the distance he's bred to go for today again. Watch out for this horse to run a big one. I think this is Godolphin's best chance for a victory this afternoon. I think it's their only horse in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken, but they should really win with this one, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 6, the 435 from Chester, it's English Fine Cotton's handicap. I'm going to go with the 3 horse Ghost Watch. I'm going to go 3-5-6 in the tricast of the trifecta. Race number 7, the 505 from Chester. It is the Partner Tech handicap, class 3 handicap, going for a purse of $27,500. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 76 to 90. Fields 12 horses, going the 2,000 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the lawn, the turf course. This is the most wide open race of the afternoon. I'm gonna give you a tricast for this race, and I wouldn't be surprised if any of these 3 horses come in. I'm gonna go 6-2-8 tricast trifecta as a top pick out of out of the three of them, I would give you the 6 horse Abarique. 12-1 here. 5-year-old gelding by Hatif. Freddie Norton is on this Mark Johnston trained 5-year-old gelding. Horse's most recent outing came last week on the 2nd of May at Ascot. 1 mile, 16 years in Class 4 apprentice handicap. Finished 12th by 22 lengths. And had a horrible race. Didn't get the best of rise, and he really couldn't keep up with them. It was a disaster. Really watched the replay. I can't even explain it. Just go watch the replay for that race. Before that, this horse ran first off the layoff at Chelmsford. Fast ground, a monoquarter Class 2 handicap. Horse finished second by a nose. He just got caught right before the wire after setting a good pace. Disappointing B. Maybe he didn't have that extra. Maybe he needed the race because it was his first off the layoff, and he couldn't get that extra kick. But just couldn't keep up with them. And then before that, he ran at Linkfield on 23rd December, a mile and a half Class 2 handicap. I believe I backed this horse that day. He finished third by 1 3/4 lengths. A little bit of a high weight. Really just couldn't keep up with him from that wide poster also. But I think here is a good front running style. I think they're going to if you put the race this last time out behind him and just throw that race out, he's run pretty well. Like I said, good poster right here today, front end speed. Watch out for him to have a major improvement. I think any race could be a major improvement off his last one. Really, go watch the Ascot race. It was a disaster. Before that, this horse ran the second of, what am I saying? Now we're going to get on to the 2-horse El Destor. 8-1 here. Gets the leg up of David Nolan. Jenny Cal just trains this one. This horse's most recent outing came over the hurdles at Utoxeter in late November of 2017. 2 miles and a half heavy ground. Horse had a decent second place finish by 2.5 lengths that day. Jumped well. It was a respectable race. First off over the jumps. Before that, this horse ran the 11th of November at Doncaster, soft ground, a mile and a half Class 2 handicap. Horse finished 10th by 6 1/4 lengths that day, and really just never got there. Very tough race. Wasn't his day to win. And then his last race here at Chester came on heavy ground, a monoquarter, September 30th last year. From the inside, he finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He just missed at the end, but he ran a respectable race on this very tough race course. His better races have come here. He only won once in 2017, but I think he's going to get a victory here for his first in 2018. From an inside poster today, I like him a lot, so watch out for him. And another horse I think you get a piece of it is the 8-horse, Never Surrender, 5-1. Jamie Spencer's on this one for Charlie Hills. 4-year-old gelding by High Chaparral. This horse is making his second start of the year, but first off the layoff, came on at Newbury a few weeks ago. Mile and a quarter Class 3 handicap. Horse finished fourth by 2 1/4 lengths that day. And, had a decent turn of foot at the end from a wide post draw. Wasn't a bad race at the end. Before that, good one, monoquarter Class 2 handicap in late August 2017. He finished ninth by 17 lengths. Never really got there. It just wasn't his day to win against a little tougher horses. And then before that, Class 2 Goodwood, mile and a half to August 2nd. Horse finished ninth by 20 lengths. Couldn't keep up with those horses that day. But this is a massive step down in class from those races, and I really think he should run well. He won at this festival in 2017 last year here by 1 3/4 lengths, clicking him nicely in a Class 3 main race. I like him a lot here. 5-1. I would give a little shot to him also, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 7th, the 505 from Chester. It's the Partner Tech handicap. As a top selection here, I'll go with the 6-horse. I'll go 6-2-8 in the tricasta or the trifecta, but I might put a little each way wager on all three of these horses, see what their odds are at post time. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And remember to join me tomorrow for more Chester preview here on YouTube. Good luck, everybody.